Hello everyone, I am back with another video. So in this video, I am going to talk about import and direct query mode. First of all, I want to tell you that this is the most important question which is asked in the Power BI interview. So without wasting time, let's get started. Okay, so let's understand what is import and direct query mode. So first of all, we need to keep in mind that these two modes can be, either of the mode can be used while retrieving data from the different data sources. Okay, now there are some advantage and disadvantage of each mode in itself. So this is what we are going to talk about. So let's say I'm going to share my screen with the differences. Now you can see in my second slide I have put 5 comments for each mode. Okay, so let's talk about the differences one by one. If I talk about import mode, you can see the first point is import actual data to the Power BI desktop. It means when we retrieve the data with the help of import mode, what it does, it actually retrieves the data, physical data from the data source into the Power BI. Okay, on the other hand, if I talk about direct query mode, if we choose that, what will happen, it will only create a connection between the data source and the Power BI desktop. Means the physical data will not come into the Power BI desktop. Okay, the second difference is that as we know that when we choose import mode, physical data comes to the Power BI. So the second difference is we would be able to see the data if we go with the import mode. On the other hand, in the direct query mode, we would not be able to see the data in our Power BI desktop. We only can see the table and its column. That's it, but not the data. Okay. So the third point is it increases DEX calculation speed. I mean, it's quite simple now. Like if import mode is retrieving the data to the Power BI desktop, it means when I will run any code, data is already available, so it can use that data and run my DEX codes. So in short, I can say that it increases DEX calculation speed. On the other hand, if I talk about direct query mode, what it does, it decreases DEX calculation speed. The reason behind it only creates the connection between the data source and Power BI desktop. So what happens when I run any code, first it sends the request to the data source and then it gets the response from the data source. So this process takes time. That is why it decreases the DEX calculation speed. Okay. The fourth point is space. Okay, when we choose import mode, it actually retrieves the data to the Power BI desktop. So it means it is storing the data somewhere and occupying space. On the other hand, if I talk about direct query mode, it just creates the connection between data source and Power BI desktop. So it does not retrieve the physical data to the Power BI desktop, it just creates the connection, right? So it does not occupy space. I hope it's clear. Let's come up to the last point. That is, you can add calculated column if you go with the import mode. On the other hand, if we go with the direct query mode, you would not be able to create calculated column. Okay, so these are the 5 differences majorly between import mode and direct query mode. So in case you go or face any interview for the Power BI and you just cross this question. So in case you face any interview and interviewer asks this question to you, please make sure you add all these 5 points so that your answer would become healthier, and I hope you will get 100% marks if you use these 5 points. That's for sure. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Keep learning.